How to find your talent. Hi guys, today you will learn how to find your talent. You run the develop channel, subscribe to the channel and like this video because there will be a lot of useful and developing content here. 21st century, at this time there are more than 40,000 professions, but even this time most people would like to change their type of income for another, because most people don't know what they want to do or simply don't understand how to make money on what they like, because they think that they will have little money. And before you find your talent, you need to answer the question, what do I want to do? Most don't understand what they want to do, and in the end they choose a job on which they think they will earn enough, and the work also seems normal. But the fact is that those people who work only for the sake of money and don't get pleasure from this, sooner or later they experience emotional burnout, they lose motivation and as a result do worse at their work, unlike those people who enjoy the process and work in full force. Since now is the time of capitalism, people have to compete in the pyramidal hierarchy. It's simple, the one who is higher earns more and such people less. Accordingly, the one who is better earns less, and so more people. To earn more you need to work harder than others, thereby rising in the pyramidal hierarchy. People who are at the top and bottom of the pyramidal are distinguished by two things, motivation and their abilities. There are two reasons that affect these. Physiological and psychological. The physiological reason lies in the malfunctioning of our body, namely the hormone responsible for motivation, dopamine. Dopamine is responsible for our motivation and enjoyment. Since life is a marathon, the winner is the one who knows how to play alone, and without sufficient motivation it will be quite difficult to play for a long time, so we need dopamine. Also, dopamine has one more property, it is responsible for our concentration or, as they say now, entering a state of flow. I have already made a more detailed video on the topic of dopamine, and will leave a link to it in the description. But for those who have not seen, I will tell you again how dopamine works. Dopamine has three stages of work: anticipation or motivation, pleasure from the process, reward for the work done. It turns out that we need dopamine so that we have motivation, and also so that our brain can work to its maximum. And returning to our pyramid, we can answer the following question: why does the minority get the top of the pyramid? Because only a few are doing what they love. They are much more effective and only they have enough motivation to play for a long time. So, how do I figure out what I want to do? Two groups of people stand out here. The first are those who suspect what they want to do, but for some reason they never start. And the second group of people are those who don't understand at all what they want to do and where to move on. And here the main thing is to understand that before you find something you need to start looking. I suggest you answer the following three questions. Here I will divide all activities into three groups. And first, you should understand what kind of work do you like the most, mental, physical or mixed. Next, you need to understand, do you like to organize and manage, work in a team or work alone as an independent professional. There you need to choose one or several directions in which to search, for example, creativity if you like to invent and create, science and education if you like to learn and teach, business if you want to predict, organize and manage, sports if you like to train and compete, medicine and nature if you want to protect and help. Now match all the questions with the answers, but if you don't manage to decide to the end, then you can choose several directions for. Often people do this. And now about how to understand that you have found your business. The main indicators will be concentration, or the state of the flow, which we have already talked about today. We like what we are good at, because at this moment we concentrate, enjoy the process and get a sort of dopamine. That is, we have two indicators, concentration and pleasure. The fact that it is easier for us to get dopamine from what we like to do. In the future we enter a state of flow. Being in the flow we get more and more pleasure, respectively more and more dopamine enters our bloodstream. That is what allows people who do what they love to be happy because their dopamine is increased. These people are much more efficient and productive, and they have excellent results in their activities. Now I'm going to talk about the most important reason why most people have tried many directions, but they never managed to settle on their choice. After a while, these people gave up their new activities. It's all about the reduced sensitivity of dopamine receptors. With reduced sensitivity, you will not be able to enjoy your favorite activity, no matter which direction you choose. Why the sensitivity decreases? The fact is that dopamine stimulates us to action and the body always maintains it at a certain level. That is why a music we like can get tired of us after a month. Thus, dopamine stimulates us to further action. And since now there are many other simpler sources of dopamine, for example, video games, movies, TV shows, junk food, and so on. All of these things stimulate a big spike in dopamine in our body. And if you want to do what you love, then you need dopamine detox. In the dopamine video, I also talk about the dopamine detox. This video will be in the description. People who suspect what they want to do, but don't do it, and people who don't know what they want to do at all are united by one thing: fear. If you are afraid and active would take hesitant steps, then you won't find your business and won't be happy. Also in our society there is an opinion that money is happiness, and although everyone knows it is not so, they still continue to chase after money. You will be happy when you do what you like. And finally, if you get from work only what is usually given out in an envelope, then you are getting too little, no matter how much money is in that envelope. Think about this phrase, and we will see you in the next video.